Let's get started with a presentation on Proposition 1. We'll have two perspectives tonight presented to you. Both will present for 5 minutes. They won't debate, they won't go back and forth. This is not like the presidential elections where they go back and forth. They'll each have 5 minutes to present. And after they conclude, they are welcome to stay for the rest of the presentations from the candidates. And so we'll start with Tom Pearson. He is the president and CEO of the Tacoma Pierce County Chamber of Commerce. And he was voted the Executive of the Year, Chamber Executive of the Year last year for 2014, which is a very prestigious national award. Congratulations, Tom. And you're here to present the Chamber's perspective on Proposition 1. 5 minutes.
Well, thank you, and would like to thank the Hilltop Business District for hosting this. And thank you for coming out. And I know we're the warm-up crowd here, or warm up here a little bit for you guys, so I'll try to keep my time short. So let's start to have a discussion about what 15 now is, and where are we at today, and why we're here, and where we're coming from the Chamber of Commerce and the business group. And by the way, I've got some fact handouts for you. I'll leave them up here, I'll hand them around for you. Gives you some facts in terms, and gives you a little perspective of where $15 now would put Tacoma in comparison to other cities. So today, we've got an initiative. It's Initiative 1, will be Initiative 1, which will be on the voters, will be in front of the voters November 2015. If passed, our minimum wage goes from $9.47 to $15, January 1st, 2016. So, for us, we talk about 15 now, we say it's too extreme. Why is it too extreme? One, it's a 58% increase overnight. So, what does that mean? That means our small businesses, whether you're a mom and pop restaurant around the corner, you need to adjust you can't adjust your costs that quick. And so it's going to be a problem for many small businesses. And in this community, we're made up of mostly small businesses. And so we've never said 15 is a bad number. What we've said is overnight is a bad thing for Tacoma. And especially when you go city by city, these businesses could go across the border. And so it could vacate Tacoma. And so we need to be thoughtful in what their approach is. And we've said we need to have a community discussion of what this looks like. And so we, amongst other people, asked the city council, the mayor and the council, to come up with an alternative plan to 15 now. And the task force was formed, and they're working their way. The task force presented back to the council this week, and the council is now working through that. But 15 now, it's not just about 947 to 10 of why it's too extreme. It's also because it makes it a felony offense. So if I had a business outside Tacoma and I happen to send an employee into Tacoma, it's a felony offense. It's not a, whoops, I made a mistake. It's your automatically a felony offense, I can't vote any longer. It also, in state law, there's a 3-year look back on employees. So if I did something wrong to an employee, didn't pay them right, didn't do something, and there's a three-year liability. And that's state law across the state. It's the way the legislature put that together. This would change it to 10 years. I now have a 10-year look back on employees. And so that affects, obviously, my insurance, and affects everything about how to run a business. So too extreme is on multi layers, not just 947 to 10 or to 15. And again, if we looked at a phased approach, we talk to employees, talk to employers, talk to the community, and that's the task force process started that, and the city council is working through that now to come up with what's best for Tacoma, not a small handful of folks who went out and got 3,000 signatures to put this on the ballot. It's what's best for Tacoma by Tacoma residents to figure out what makes sense. And so that's what we're encouraging of. It's what the task force was put together for. The task force is a mix of labor, business, nonprofits who came together. They brought 2 plans forward. One is a 2-part ramp to 15. The other one is a quicker version to 12, or it's a ramp to 12. It's simple. Doesn't include any other laws. It just adjusts the minimum wage up. And And our research shows this community wants a higher minimum wage, and we're supportive of that. We just are concerned of how do we get there? And it makes sense that you have to make a pathway there. You can't shock the system. You shock the system, businesses go out of business. And instead of adding new jobs, you're going to lose jobs. And that's our concern. It's what's best for Tacoma. And we believe that 15 now is not best for Tacoma. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Next up is Maximilian Highland. He is a 15 Now activist who helped write Proposition 1, and he also won the coin toss to go second.
I did win a coin toss today. It was pretty cool. Thank you all for having me as well. I would actually like to thank the Chamber for coming and engaging with us in dialogue and asking the mayor to have a task force. We reached out to the city council asking for a task force, and we're basically blown off. So I'm glad somebody came around and was able to shake a little action out of it. Thank you for that. Well, what it comes down to is a UW study showed that here in Pierce County, specifically in Tacoma, you need to make about $17.18 an hour to live with one dependent. $15 an hour is a compromise between what we have and what we need and what is right. When we hear a lot of hemming and hawing about prices will be raised and jobs will be lost, but wherever the minimum wage has been risen, prices haven't gone up. There's no empirical evidence to back up that theoretical basis, which I'm not surprised by. You can't just raise prices whenever you feel like it. Prices are set by the market. Supply and demand controls prices. If you could just raise prices whenever you want, why would you wait for the minimum wage to go up to raise prices? And I could say the same thing for the jobs question. If you could just lay people off and continue running your business and meeting your market share, why are you employing superfluous employees? Why are you running your business inefficiently? So, and that also actually matches up with what we've seen happen around the country when the minimum wage has gone up. Unemployment has not skyrocketed and business has not imploded. Unemployment has actually gone down. U6 specifically, which actually measures unemployment, not unemployment filings, goes down where the minimum wage goes up. And small businesses fare better more often than not. Specifically, Proposition 1 exempts the vast majority of businesses, well, not vast majority of businesses, the vast majority of small businesses in Tacoma. About 48% of businesses in the city receive prorated B&O taxes or some sort of reduced scheduled system, and Proposition 1 categorically excludes them from having to pay the new higher minimum wage. The task force proposals do not exclude them. They just phase them in over a longer period of time. Proposition 1 is gentler on small businesses. And really, when it comes right down to it, small businesses have been harmed more by big box stores like Walmart and international trade deals than any labor movement or any workers movement to raise the minimum wage or get decent standards of living or healthcare has ever or will ever do. American small businesses are resilient. We're an innovative, resourceful, and headstrong people. We're not going to fall down overnight just because we have to pay a living wage. And you know, small businesses may be having a hard time. It's hard to keep a business open when no one has any spending money to come to your business. People don't shop at Walmart because they love Walmart. People don't shop at Walmart because it's closer to their home. People shop at Walmart because that's what they can afford. And if they were making $15 an hour and were able to pay their rent on time and be able to keep up on their bills and feed their kids, they'd shop at the mom and pop store down the road. Proposition 1 is not too extreme. CTAC is doing fine. CTAC is doing great. And they have a $15 an hour minimum wage, and they did it overnight. Seattle's doing okay. They went up to 11. The sky did not fall. And you know, maybe they'd be doing great like CTAC if they'd gone straight to 15 too. And the question of capital flight, whether or not people just move their business across the street to Furcrest, that is a concern. It hasn't happened yet anywhere the minimum wage has been raised, but it is a legitimate concern. I share that concern. But so far, there's been no evidence that that is going to happen. As far as the felony offense goes, we've heard a lot of hemming and hawing about that too. I think theft is a crime. I think most people can agree that theft is a crime. If you steal from your boss, you go to jail. If I stole $5,000 from my boss, I would go to jail. If my boss steals $5,000 from me, should my boss not get in trouble? Some sort of trouble? I don't think that's a ludicrous proposition. Oh yes, and the city's proposals, the task force proposals, are not free of gimmicks. They exempt people who are under 18. They exempt their collective bargaining clauses. There's a lot of nitty gritty in there that I do implore you to look into on your own before you contact your city council members. Yeah, I think good. Thank you very much for your time.